So I'm excited because finally I get to step into my teacher mode, and I love to teach people. So I got a comment about how would you start a horse with tackless riding. There's a couple of ways you can do it. My first horse, my grey horse, that was tackless. I did it in rather harsh ways, so I just used spurs and the rope. Didn't really do too much training as such, and just sort of, I guess you could say, trained on the go, which, I mean, back then for me, I was figuring everything out on my own, and there wasn't a whole lot of YouTube stuff, or even there was no TikTok or anything, no Instagram, nothing like that back then, and I was all by myself, so I didn't have anyone to guide me on what to do. Now I am thankful I've found a very fabulous trainer and a very fabulous group of people to hang around with, and they are on the same level as me, and obviously higher, so I can take inspiration from them and they can guide me better. So that is the number one thing here, is to a bit of a disclaimer, is that you want to find a trainer so that anytime you get stuck with things, they can help you out, and they can also tell you a better way of doing things. So that's number one. Number two is, obviously you don't want to just get on a wild horse and ride it with a rope, because it does require training. Some of the training that I would put the horse through is being able to go off really light pressure, like I wasn't really even touching him. Good job. And same with this. You want to be able to touch there. I like to use a bit of sound. I like to use my voice because I think it helps horses a lot, and then it stops us from being in our head. This was very obvious to me with my horse Marzi, my grey, because she would get in her head and become anxious and so eager to please that she would do anything and get very fumbly until I'd say something like a kiss for canter or whatever I was asking, or whoa, whatever the case might be. As soon as I said something that I was trying to get her to do, she clued on and she could do it for me and stop being anxious. So you want it on both sides. So you want to be able to, it's almost like you put your focus in your hand and you want to ask him across, see? Because he knows my intention, and my focus is almost becoming like a laser point and asking something. He knows when I mean something and when I don't mean something. So if I wanted to get him to respond a little bit quicker, I might ask like that. Yeah, good job. And just ask gently. With horses, they are always trying their best. So instead of getting hard with them, like they might get with us, usually that's just a mirror. So if you can think, how can I soften in this moment with my horse? Don't. How can I soften in the moment with my horse? Then you'll find that they'll instantly respond with more softness. That's not all cases, that's just some cases. Moni gets a bit anxious when I ask something and I don't just let him rest. So leave him be for a second. Now, excuse me, there's a couple of things that I've tried, a couple of different styles, from like loose ropes like this one. Now this is just a broken lead rope because the buckles came off. But I like to use this one and put it through the buckle loop. Obviously there's no buckle there anymore. And then that helps me keep the rope together, and also helps me to adjust how much rope I need. I don't really like the soft ones like this that much, because I feel like they're too soft, and because of that they like fall on the horse's neck and they're kind of hard to get a very clear signal through to them, a clear cue. Another one, so that's the same as before basically. This is my favorite because it's a lead rope again. The buckle's not on it. It's got a loop there for the buckle. Same deal as the other one. Put it together and I can adjust it. There's no metal on this one, which is better because then it's just a nice clean grip and there's no banging and clanging from it. Rusty, I don't want my dog to die, bloody hell. Anyways, and it's a bit bent out of shape because it was a perfect circle, but it's been used a couple times and stored incorrectly because I kind of stored it crumpled up a little bit. But I didn't like this one. I mean, it might work for some horses, but for me, it's too stiff. It holds its shape too much and it's too hard, it's stiff, it hurts. And it's not like it hurts. Sorry, Delta's coming over. It's not like it hurts the horse. Anything can hurt a horse or yourself if you use it incorrectly. So disclaimer there again. But I just think it's a bit too harsh around their throat. So, and because it's quite small as well, I just feel like it's got more of a cutting in action than it does other actions, you know? So I don't like that one, but it's good for training them. I don't really like that one because it's soft. This is my go-to one, and I call this my lucky one because this is the one that I trained my grey horse Marzi with. So what I would start with, if your horse has never ever, and I'll grab one of the others shortly, but if your horse has never ever done this before, we want to already have those cues on him so that, or the horse, so that they know what you're asking already, so that they're more likely to get a yes to your question instead of a confusion response. So the first thing I would do, depends on the horse as well, is, I might actually grab another one, a different horse to show you this, but I would ask them across. Yeah, this is going to be a bit hard on him, he's too good. You basically just want to hold it on the neck like this. I don't have to use any pressure really, except for guiding pressure. And he already knows. But I want them to step towards me anytime. And I don't want them stepping forward. I want them to step around. Obviously we're a little bit out of practice because I haven't had him in ridden work for a while, which is why I'm not riding him yet. I will further elaborate in other videos and almost make like a sort of video series, I guess, on tackless riding because it is my passion and I do love it, and I'd love to hold clinics and have people learn it and all of that jazz. But I need my horse to be in ridden work to show off really how good he can be. Another thing to have is leg aids. So you want to be able to stop the horse from your legs so that the reins are really only supposed to back up your initial aid on the horse. So you can still ride tackless like this without having all this fancy stuff. Like I used to do that with my horses before I knew how to do it better, but there's better ways to do it. And I'd encourage you to do it the right way as such, rather than do it because you want to, if that makes sense. So of course I want to, but the horse has to have prerequisite training before we get to that point. Delta. So you want to be able to, back up from here. So again, if they don't get it, you can ask with your voice. And you almost want to be able to guide them around by the neck rope. All right, and then sometimes I will also practice going to the other side. So because this is a little bit good, because this is a little bit, see, struggling a little bit. And that's, I might just go higher just to guide a little bit better. Ask with the neck as well. I hope you can still see me. Again, I don't really want a forward. Good. And you just want them to rest. Find that rest point. So he was a little bit confused because again, he's a little bit rusty on it. Delta, delta. Yeah, so he's a little bit rusty, but he's still very responsive. Delta! I'll get you in a minute, all right? Rust! Lefty, stop. This is just not working very well, and I feel like this has gone on forever. I might actually I'll just swap horses now. And I got a different horse this time because Monty's good, and he also just gets very anxious when I'm stuffing around with things that he already knows and blah 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 blah, you know. Anyways, I'm going to use the stiffer one to teach this one how to do tackless, because I don't know if I've done anything like this with Delta. And even though her legs are healing, you can still do things with her. Low pressure, of course. So first, you want to make sure that they're comfortable like this. And we always do it with the halter and lead on. And if we're riding, we've already done all the groundwork stuff and we're hopping in the saddle. It shouldn't be training, but rather adjusting and learning. So, you want them to be okay with this. If they're riding, we want a bridle on with reins, and then we want to use mostly the neck rope, and then if we need to, for safety reasons, we can pick up on the bridle. Thank you. So one of the main things you want is that they already have a feel. Hey, I just put you away because I thought you were going to be annoyed, all right? Don't annoy. I'm just going to ignore him for now. Anyways, so I'm just going to start on this side as well. So I'm not sure if she's done anything, but same as Monty, she already sort of gets the fact that if I'm touching this side, I want her to turn her head. So I'm not punishing Monster either for being in the space. I'm just redirecting him and putting him where I want him and then leaving him alone. And just keep doing that until he gets the picture, basically, if he gets the picture. All right, so first things first, you want them to have a feel, and you want to be able to, at any point of their neck, ask them to move. And if I want them to move their feet, I might just follow it up. Just back her up again. I might follow it up with a click. So Delta is a harder horse to deal with because she's a little bit more stiffer and more likely to block and not shut down, but not be as responsive. And also, she just becomes like a concrete block sometimes. So again, I might even pick up the lead rope this time. Good. Good. And you might just have to ask a little bit more. Good. Because I just want to step across. Across. Good. Now I'm only picking up on the lead rope to stop the forward motion, because I don't necessarily want the forward motion. I want them to understand that when I ask them to turn, it's just turning. And then if I follow it up with leg on or clicking, then we're going forward or faster, whatever the case might be in the moment. So I'll do it from the other side as well. Because again, I don't know if I've actually done anything really like this with her, but really what I do with my horses every day is creating a feel with them anyway. So I want to make sure I can touch her at any point and ask her across. Good. And like, reward the littlest tries. Because that's where they'll start to realize that you listen to the smallest voice and they don't have to yell. So again, I might even just ask where the neck rope would be. Good. And that's all I want, just that. And the more that they get better at that, the better and easier it is to ride them tackless. And pick up on the lead rope again. Good. I want more energy. Right, back to where I was at. Wherever that was. Anyways, she gets a... Oh, that's what I was going to say. It might seem really cruel to dig your fingers in and poke, but sometimes, like spurs, it's easier to poke than to push, if you know what I mean. You'll get a better, quicker, sharper response from a poke than you will from a push. But I don't want them leaning on me either. Right, I want to be able to back her like this. If she doesn't listen to that, I might pick up on the reins. Ask with this first. God, just not working. Good. Right. I'm getting frustrated now because I knew the horses were going to come and fuck around with the fucking camera. Anyways, whew, take a minute and ground myself. And like I said, Delta becomes a fucking brick. She came to me like that, so it's a journey to get her softer and more responsive, isn't it? Yes. So again, pick up on the lead rope if you have to. Ask with the, oh good. Ask with the what you want the aid to be first. So for me that's the neck rope. So anytime I pick up the neck rope and bounce it off the neck, gives them the same sensation as if I'm backing them from the lead rope, which is pressure on, pressure off, pressure on, pressure off. And sometimes you have to be a little bit quicker with it. So that's why it's essential to have your groundwork good, because they need to be and have no brace. I want her to respond quicker. So that's just more energy. So I want her to have no brace. Good, that's better. And the quicker you are to release, the quicker they are to learn, and the quicker they will find that rest point and then process it. Just takes a little bit out of me to have to be a little bit more forceful, but horses need direct communication. They can't be fluffing around because like you see, she's just going to shut down and be like, no, I'm just going to ignore everything you're asking now. So back. Again, if I need help, the lead rope's there, my voice is there, quicker at releasing. Good. Good. So obviously this is her first time with this stuff because I haven't done anything really with her because she came with back legs that were open that needed to heal. Same deal though. So we want to back, yes. And then you want to make it very clear. Now I'm not being forceful and abusive, but I am being clear and I am using a fair amount of pressure. They're a big animal, they can handle it. Good. Now it will be easier for the horse to come towards you when you're teaching them to neck rope. Good. Because they already have that natural want to come towards you. That natural drive to come towards you. Good job. Hey, good job, Delta. Good girl. And of course, I don't want to be too harsh with Delta because she is learning. I mean, healing, she's healing. Her back legs aren't the greatest, so we don't want to push her, but we do want to say, hey, we want a response, yeah? So same thing, they're going to be more inclined. All right, try again. So I want her to come this way. So if she doesn't respond to the pressure, I might lead the way and then again lead up with the, good. She's got that forward motion still, good, but that's okay again. The better you get at, good. The better you get at releasing, the quicker that they will respond. So why did I choose the stiffer, smaller ring over the other ropes? Because it's harsher and clearer with the communication, and I don't have to use as much effort to put more pressure on to get them to respond. Good job. Delta's just a little bit worried. Hey, I would be worried too if someone was crazy like me, yelling at all the horses. I know, you're gonna come over here and fuck with my camera again, Monty. All right, so another little thing that I do that not many people probably do is that I also, if I tap there, good. So if I want them to, ooh, ooh, good. So anytime I bounce it, that's to stop or back up. So what I was saying is I like to teach them that if I don't have the rope on their neck, good, and I touch them on their jaw, ooh, 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 that's to go forward, because it just helps on the go if they get stuck or sticky in transitions or in doing something. I feel like if I can show them that they've got the lead and they can go, they free up. And if I've got a cue on that, so most of the time, good job, most of the time, I mean, it sounds really, looks, I don't know if I'm going to include that or not. That's like my little secret hack, but also might seem a little bit weird or cruel. Good, good. Ooh, good. Now I do that because sometimes they get a little bit stuck and they tend to like swim and become a bit of a fish. So just find it helps with your legs squeezed to get them to just go forward, go straight. And I'm just gonna, good. I'm gonna leave it there. Now every time if I were to hop on her and ride her around like this, which I wouldn't yet because she's not yet responsive and sharp like I'd like her. Shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh, if I was gonna ride her, I want my hand on her neck to be the relaxation point, and I'm not asking her anything. So even if I'm cantering and my hand's here and the rope is loose, you can find the relaxation point within the movement, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna leave her alone now and we're gonna go and get Pen, because Pen's had a little bit more work. And I like to just double tap them like that so that it makes me feel like I can make it clear to disconnect from them. All right, last one, because it's getting dark and I filmed like 30 minutes worth of bloody footage. And I don't know if any of it's usable. He knows. Stop it. He's saying if I interrupt it, she'll stop sooner and I'll get food. It's food time if you can't tell. My intention's at him too. I throw it at him and go, no. Anyways, so again, good job, Pen. You just want to make sure you've got that relaxation first from them, the calm, and then introduce that. So obviously you want them to be good with this, because if you ever fell off and they threw it, then that's what's going to happen. All right, so I haven't done anything with her before this. This is my first time grabbing her out of the paddock to do this. So this is good for my horses because they learn when I mean and who I mean. All right, so same thing, point of rest, good. And that's the response I want from them. If I put my hand here, good. I want that responsive relaxation response basically. Anyway, so pick up that and I want her to back. Good job. And she's a horse I can be very soft with. Can't I? Same with Monty, I can be very soft with him as well. Again, if we really wanted to go back to basics, same thing. If I put my intention and how much energy I put into it is how much I want a response from you. Good. Good, Pen. So again, hand here, good response like this. That means that anytime I do this, whether it's stop, walk, trot or canter, that will get a nice long and low, and she understands, and it's that release again. So when I pick up like this, I want back. Good, back. Good. Good. And I know I said reward the littlest try, but she already knows a little bit because she's been with me for 8 months already. And I do this stuff with her in the paddock, like creating a feel. Good job. They're all asking me for food because it's dinner time, so I'm gonna get there in a minute. All right, now I want to do the other side. Eventually, this is my goal with Penny, is that eventually I want to be able to do it from her hair, so I don't have to have anything on her, so that if I just bump her hair like that over here, I want to be able to bump, bump, bump. Good. And same thing, when my hand's here, we're relaxed. That's the release point. Good job. And then eventually, of course, I want to be able to pull this way with her mane and she goes this way, and then that way with her mane and she goes that way. But we've been working on it subtly every now and then. It's not really been a focused, planned session to teach this. It's just sort of how I am with my horses. It's a being, and I just do things with them in the paddock when I feel like it. Same thing, we're just going to create that feel and response. Good. Good. Yes, good. Good job. And you don't want to annoy them too much. You kind of just want to let them find that release and rest and leave them alone. But I'm really bad at that sometimes. So again, pick up and back. Good. Littlest try, because she's so good. Such a good baby. Such a good baby. And same thing. Very easy for them to come towards us. So when we ask for them to come towards us, good. I want your front feet, not your back feet. Good. She's just asking a question. I'm just going to see if she's just going to move her shoulders. She's just getting a bit stuck in her shoulders. Good. Good. I just want those shoulders to move across. Good. Good. Yeah, good. She just got a bit stuck for me, and I just don't like that. Give her a moment. And now I'm just going to ask her gently again. Good. 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 I just don't want your bum to go. I want your front to go. Shh, 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 shh. Yes, good. I don't know if you saw that, but good job. Good job. But her front end turned for me, not the back end that time. Good job, Pen. Oh, I don't even know if you can see me now, but you know. And again, same as Moni. We want to cross. Back up with the hand if you need to. Good. Good. I think I'm just going to come back to this tomorrow. Funny. All right, ask again. Good. Good job. So she's only a baby and she hasn't really done it much. So that's why you haven't seen much of that with her. The same thing, go that way. Good. 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 Now, I was just following up because she's getting a bit stuck. So sometimes you require a little bit more energy. And like, this is my way of doing it. There's probably a million better ways to do it. Whatever. Go follow those people then, I don't care. But don't be commenting on my videos on how I should or shouldn't be doing this. I'm sharing this with you because I want to and because this is my way of doing things. All right, and again, pick up, guide across. Good. Good. And I think I'm going to leave it there. Good. 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 Yes, that's better. I'm kind of looking for the front legs to cross over here. Okay. Good job. Good job, Pen. I'm kind of rushing it a little bit too because I wanted to get it on video, but it's too dark now. Good. 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 Yes, that's better. I'm gonna quit there. That was good. That was good. That was so good. In the dark. Last little bit. So we pick up, back, and then I also want every time to go over here. Good. Good. And you're basically just guiding them around. So I don't really have to ask him much to get him to do something like that. And again, when it's off, I just want it to go straight. And he's very sensitive to things. So he'll ooh. Find that point of rest again. Oh, I know, it's a bit, I can be a little bit unclear, can't I? All right, point of rest. Good job. Okay. This horse, it's very important to find that point of rest. Okay. Good job. Good job. But that's what you get to eventually. It's just another form of communication. So again, my hands up here on the wither, relaxed. That's where it will always be when I'm not asking something. If I'm asking something, hey, then I just ask ever so gently. Getting distracted now. Good. Don't. Good. Come here. So you basically should be able to, hey, should be able to do a circle without too much hassle. And you might be asking why I'm not punishing this behavior. It's because it's not actually naughty. He's trying to communicate to me that he's feeling rather anxious and this is getting too much for him and he wants food and this is dark time now and it should be food time and dinner and bedtime and all this sort of stuff, and that's how quick his fucking mind goes. Hey? Again, I don't even know if you can see me, but you basically want to be able to, good, any pressure, whoops. So same here. So we want this, hey, we want down, down. Now I'm not pulling as such, I'm just holding. You might push against it, don't. Down, good, good. And here's very important to get that release. And again, we want to be able to put the neck rope on that side. And we want the neck to go that side. Don't, because that was naughty. Like that, good. Good. Hey, fancy moves. He says, that's enough, time to go. It's dark, it's dinner, it's bedtime. I hope you got what you needed from this, and I'm gonna splice it up and hopefully help you out with my 30 friggin' minutes worth of stuffing around. I might try again tomorrow. Again, like I said the other day, I'm going to be sharing a lot more training stuff on the channel now, rather than just silly stuff. I still will share the silly stuff and relatable stuff, but I'm going to just slightly change my focus. And pat, pat, off you go. And that's me disconnected from him. And that's my cue that I want him to have to disconnect from me. So I hope you could see what I needed to teach you and show you, but if you didn't, I will try again tomorrow. I will post whatever I got today online now, and then try again tomorrow or even Wednesday to get it more dot point and more in a systematic way. Enjoy!